Here's another little snippet of technique, just some basic details to get you through one position that's pretty common in grappling. Rear back control, right? Circle around behind my partner here, but I haven't put my hooks in yet, so I'm not in full back control. So I still have to be careful that he doesn't spin around and face me again or roll and put me in the guard. So initially, I lay my weight tightly on his hips, keep my elbows in to control. So if he were to try to move around, I would just simply track with him. If he were to turn to face me, I can always come right behind him. He won't be able to put me in his guard. What I want to do here is find a good way to roll over. This one, it's kind of an outrigger move, is the way I think of it. What I do is I take my left hand and I place my left hand right around his hip, grabbing the bone of his hip. I bring my right leg flush against his right leg. So my right knee will be next to his right knee, and my right foot will be right next to his right foot, so he can't move anything here. Then I extend my left leg out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to lean back, let this arm go to full extension, so I get the maximum leverage to pull him in this direction. All right, so if he were a giant guy and didn't move at all, I would just lean out, pull myself right back. No harm in trying. But most people will fall from this position. I pull here, it pulls him over, I pull him right into back control where I can immediately begin my attacks. Okay? So that's one angle I can pull him is directly out here into back control, right into my lap where I begin my attacks. Another way I do this is as I pull him off to the side, I move my body away and I underhook him here. When he tries to go back, he can't. I move back further, putting my elbow to the ground, and I have now inside control set up for the arm. So we'll work that one more time real quick. Come out to here. He tries to go back. That frees my leg. Come out on here for the attack.
Another variation that may be useful for us smaller guys is if we can be circling from the front, we can make use of that motion. So for example, if I'm circling around behind, as I come to the rear, I've locked this arm, I come around, my right arm goes inside David's leg. So if he sits up, I've just got my right hand scooped inside of his leg like this. What I'm going to do here is not pull his leg up with my hand. I put my hand in, I'm knocking his hip over with my elbow, so I'm getting that action. So as I move around to the side, my hand comes in, I lay down and knock him over. At this point, I'm on my elbow. If I try to come back to my knees and establish side control, he can also come back to his knees. So it's a race back to the knees. So I don't do that. We snag his arm with my right hand and my elbow behind his back. He now tries to go back to his knees. He can't. I place my chin on top of my fist, and then I go back to my knees, setting us up in the same position that David has left us in before. That can be very useful, and you can do that move on the fly while circling right around from the front to the rear, and just use all that momentum and speed. For further tips, visit our site, www.grappling.us.